today what we'll be doing is that we'll be playing Tower. And another thing that we will be doing is I'm going to be talking about stories. And I'm just going to be my complete self today because I don't give a freak what happens to me, and I sure don't. And I'm going to be completely honest, obviously, and I'm going to try to keep my, voice as not isolated as possible. But anyways, let's get started. I'll also be saying a couple of stories that did not happen to me, but I just want to tell some stories that I saw online. And basically, yeah. So there was this little girl. Her name was, I think, let's say she was about no, actually, never mind. I'm not gonna tell that story because I just don't want to. I'm gonna tell a story that actually happened to me. And basically, yeah. There was this one time I was coming home from school. I was at this time I was in like 4th, 5th grade, maybe 4th or 5th grade, and I was coming home from school. My friend, I have friends obviously, but my friend's dad. I was driving, not driving, but I was on my bike coming home from school because I rode my bike to come home and to go to school some days. At this time, my mom really didn't know anything, so here's what happened. I was riding my bike, and while I was riding, my bike literally swerved into this ditch. If you guys ever lived in Florida and you saw those tiny little ditches, then you know what I'm talking about. Because, yeah, I fell into that ditch, and I'm telling you, my bike flipped over. And at that time, I was wearing sneakers. My shoes were untied. My shoelace got tied into the thing, up the thing. And I fell into the ditch, but my bike was actually still in the middle of the road a little bit. No, that's not what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to say I was in the road a little bit, but I was at the same time in the ditch. So while I was in the ditch, I was trying to come out because there was a little bit of people watching me. I was no, I'm fine. When really I wasn't. I freaking scratched my knee and my arm, and it was bleeding. I not really bad, but it was pretty bad. And I was trying to get up, and I got dirt and grass all over me, and I was trying to get up. So my friend's dad, he was just driving at the house, and he sees me, and he's oh my gosh, are you okay? And I'm yeah, I'm okay. And then he's do you need any help? I can help you. So he gets out of his car, and he helps me. He wasn't able to untie my untie my shoe from my bike, but he was able to untie me from the bike. And then after that, I just untied my shoelace, and I was thank you so much. And so after he left, I went home and to my mom, and then my mom was oh my gosh, what happened? And she said, I saw you. She didn't see me, but my stepdad at the time, she was dating somebody, and he was oh my gosh, something happened to her. She's stop. Her bike flipped over, and then she's kind of in the road, but not at the same time. And then my mom said, I don't know, I think she was checking out the camera too, but I think before she had a chance to help me, somebody already helped me. So when I came in, she was oh my gosh, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm okay, of course I am. And she's next time, just be careful and tie your shoes, because next time, if you don't tie your shoes, it could have been way worse. But if a car was coming and I fell into the road, and I'm yeah, you're right, I'll be more careful next time. And basically, that's the first story. So I'm gonna look for any other stories I can tell you guys in my head, obviously. I'm trying to think of some. Oh, also, I have this another thing, and it's really funny-ish. Okay, at this time, I was in 5th grade. It's about the middle of 5th grade, close to the end. And I was in class, but there was this boy, and I think his name was Kyle. Yes, Kyle. His name was Kyle. And he was, a pain in my ass. He, always bothered me, and, always didn't stop bugging me. So, let me tell you this. I was like, at this time, we were beefing, we were roasting, and I think I took it a little bit too far. So after I took it a little bit too far, he comes up to me with the binder and say, I'm gonna hit you with this. And I'm like, hit me, I dare you. Hit me, I dare you, botch. Hit me, that's what I said. So, and then he's like, guys, I'm scared. Mind you, this guy was about 4 foot. I was about 5. 4 something, 4'11" maybe. He was about 4'3". I was like 4'11" or maybe 5 feet. But he comes up to me, short as a freak, bald as a rat, and he has no hair, by the way, no hair. He comes up to me. He has big eyes too. He kind of looks like that one Tenge kid, but that's what he looks like. And then he comes up to me and he brings his binder, and he literally says, I'm gonna hit you with this. He proceeded to hit me with the binder. Mind you, this is how it sounds. He hit me that hard with the binder, and I'm over here like, you did not just do that. So I get up. At this time, it was like maybe around Christmas time, maybe about to be Christmas time. So I'm wearing this red sweater I got, and it's quite. I mean, the clothes I was wearing doesn't really matter, so we're just gonna skip that part. But I get up, and I grab him by his shirt and say, do that again, I dare you. So get out my sight. I throw him to the floor and he's like, I'm sorry. And like 5 seconds later, he starts bugging me again. And I'm like, boy, don't make me get up here again. And then, so he makes me get up. This time, I slap him in the head. Like, I'm talking slap, punch, whatever I did. But I slapped him in the head. And then he starts holding his head and he says, ow. But at this time, the teacher didn't really see us. She just told us, hey, Olivia, calm down. She didn't see what I was doing because she was too busy doing whatever she was doing. She didn't see what I did. But the only thing she did see was probably me standing up. And then she heard Kyle like, ow. That's what she heard. And then, so after I did that, a couple weeks later, we end up beefing again. Because mind you, this whole school year, this nigga was bothering the fart out of me. So, I had to take matters into my own hands. So, and no, I forgot this little part that I forgot to add at the other story. But the other story, after I hit him, he proceeds to pour water on me. On my beautiful Christmas shirt, too. Beautiful Christmas shirt. So, of course, I get pissed the fuck off about that. So, I grab the water bottle and I squeeze it on his head. You're telling me that's not bullying. And then, oh my gosh, me and him had so many beef. But there was this not little boy, but boy in general. His name was Tito. And me and him were real good friends. And Kyle. But Kyle knocks over my binder many times on the floor. Makes a fall on the floor, by the way. And all my stuff knocked off the binder. I'm talking papers, anything, everything. Everything goes out my floor. And after that happens, he says, oops. Like, nigga, you just dropped out my whole entire shit. And you decided to say, oops. Like, bitch, no. It's not gonna go that way. So here's what happened. I freaking knocked over his binder, slapped him on the hand, and I just, that's it. And then he gets mad at me. The nigga gets mad at me. I did what I had to do. That's why he's a bitch. And this is the next story. So after all that, he claims, after like a couple weeks later, we were beefing again. But this time it was like a little bit more major. And he tells the school counselor that I'm bullying. No, but it was supposedly supposed to be a prank at first. Like, at this time, I was a bit cool with him. Like, we were kind of friends a little bit, kind of. But I still hated him. But let's go. And he like goes on this counseling app as a joke, not thinking they'd actually see it. But he goes on it, right? And then he says, Olivia's bothering me. Olivia's bullying me. And he says that, right? And then he sends it on accident. No, he did it on purpose, actually. And he's like, oh! He did it on purpose, accidentally, but like, if you know what I mean. And he's like, oh, it actually sent. And I'm like, you better just find a way to delete that. Because like, yeah. And it goes through, and about, I'll say like maybe 5 minutes later, somebody calls the phone. And I'm like, Kyle, you cooked. You cooked, but cooked, not cooked. And then he's like, no, Olivia, you're cooked. It was about you. And I'm like, what? What did I do to you? You were always doing stuff to me. And at this time too, when I was saying a bunch of mean shit to him. His friends were saying a lot of meaner stuff, trust me. I was being mean, but like not as mean as you guys expected. I was still nice at the same time, but I was mean. And his friends would say meaner shit than him. He would talk about his mama and like a bunch of other stuff, like calling him short. I mean, he was a short king, but like, huh. And so the message goes through, and I end up getting called to the counseling office. And as I'm walking out the class, everyone's like, ooh, like, no, I know what I did. I know what I did, bro. And as I walk out the class, and I didn't know where to go because it was a new transfer to that school. And people weren't really as nice either until I met these group of girls, but that's a different story. And as I'm walking, I keep stopping, asking teachers where the counseling office is, and they're like, oh, it's over here, it's near lunch. Mind you, I was literally at the lunch door, and I'm like, it's at lunch, but I'm literally at lunch, I don't see shit. And then after that, like, I keep passing the thing, and then I finally find it. It's like this tiny little door in between these tiny little gaps and some shit. But so I go inside, and Kyle's just sitting there, and if I would say how he was sitting, he was like laying back in a chair, and his arms were on his head. And bro, I was so fucking pissed. I was pissed. So I sit down, calm as ever, but I was pissed. And then she's like, Olivia, have you been bullying this young man? Actually, no. And no, it was also another thing. Before he made the message, I also told him he's lying like a slave. And then he proceeds to say, she called me a slave. Nigga, did I specifically say, you're a slave, bro, go back to working in the fields? I did not say that. I absolutely did not. And this bitch wants to lie on me and say, I call him a slave. I did not call him no fucking slave. I should smack the shit out of him, but I didn't. Anyways, and I'm like, no, I didn't call him a slave. I said he's lying like one. And then I just let him talk, but I'm like, that is so untrue. So I start explaining everything that happens, and I also mentioned that, like, I'm not his friend. I'm really not. But because I'm not his friend says way meaner stuff than me. And he doesn't do shit about it. He laughs with that, matter of fact. But the second I open my mouth and say shit, he's like, bro, why would you do that? You gonna make me cry. And he has cried one time. He has. So, and the counseling officer, look, both of you guys are not in trouble. I just want you guys to be friends and make it up. And I'm like, no, I would never be friends with this one-of-a-kind two of a bitch. But basically, after that, like, we're not chill. But in the beginning of the school year, when I first joined, it wasn't in the beginning. It was in the middle. I joined in the middle of the school year. But since I was coming from Florida, and yeah, there was like this no phone rule, and I didn't know about it. So while I was in class, I was literally like in my jacket on my phone, and then the stupid one-of-a-kind bitch again told on me. But this time, I barely knew this bitch, and he told on me. And so I wanted to smack him, but I didn't cry, because the people had to come, and they were talking about something. They're gonna have to take my phone, blah 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 blah. My mom's gonna have to come get it. But since I was a new transfer, they let it slide. They're like, I won't do it, but I'll still take your phone, and you have to get it back at the end of the day. And I'm like, okay, as long as I get it back. And when I get it back, tell me why. Kyle's gonna say, oh, I'm so sorry. How did that happen? Bitch, didn't you tell on me? Like, acting all lovey-dovey and nice all of a sudden. But anyways, that's the story, and I hope you guys have a lovely day. And I hope you guys don't go through the problems that I was going through, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I sure as fuck did not like that skinny ass bitch. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have an amazing day and the rest of your evening. So I hope you guys have a good day. Bye, my unicorn lovelies. I love you guys so much.